Hey, what is up, you guys? The Fallout What If here, and I'm going to be doing a new What If. It's going to be What If Naruto was in the High School DxD universe. Uh, if you guys are wondering why I haven't been making a video, well, if you guys have seen in my previous live stream, I was around the country for a while. And not only that, I had a sore throat, so I couldn't actually do videos. And I know I did a video with Patrick on New Year's, but yeah, I couldn't do it because the next day my throat was like in actual pain. I just got a sore throat from work. So if you guys are wondering what kind of work I do construction. So you might hear me cough a couple of times, but hopefully you don't mind too much. Hopefully I get better soon. So yeah. Now how we're gonna start this during the whole fight after Hades. The whole island was supposed to be destroyed, but it gets frozen in time. But a few complicated magical procedures happen, and it turns out that Naruto. I was literally going to do a Naruto What If, and I was also talking about doing a Deku What If, but fudge. This is supposed to be Natsu. If hopefully I said it right, Natsu. It's a Natsu What If in High School DxD. What if Natsu was in High School DxD? Let me just get that clear. Now, like I said, after the fight with Hades, Natsu goes and basically sees everybody he cares about in a white light, and Natsu actually wakes up in the real world, in Earth. He wakes up to see he sees like different people, and he realizes he doesn't have a home. Or it's well, he's technically homeless because it's Japan. And second of all, he's actually being given directions to go to a certain place where they'll give him clothes, food, and a bit of shelter, since he doesn't actually have a place to live. Natsu was also given a note which actually pertained to every single thing that has happened and what is the requirements and what is not. Such as, we notice that you have a cat that's weird and it could somehow talk because we heard it talk. Not only that, you seem to be comprised with some kind of a magic thing. No, there's no magic around the humans. Even if you wanted to, you can't actually summon. You can't use magic because it's no longer a thing. They don't know about him being a dragon slayer, but they know that he has the essence of a dragon. So in due time, they're actually gonna give him some stuff that will help him out in the long run and to be safe. Natsu at first was like, I'm in a new world. I can adventure stuff. I can go on an adventure. What if I just bring Lucy and the others? And this is when Happy's awake. All right, this too happens when Happy's awake. Natsu realizes what he said, and he realizes that his friends may be dead. And well, Natsu doesn't know what to do. He realizes that in this world it's different. If he can't use magic, what can he do? But he realizes that he still has his training from back then. He's still strong. He has a strong body and strong mind. The only thing that's lacking is the magical power. But he says that right now, the magic's not important. It also says in the note that wherever he came from cannot be accessed it cannot be accessed in any way, shape, or form. So Natsu is kind of saddened by this. Natsu doesn't know what to do. But it turns out that he actually has to go to a school. Oh, joy. Natsu's kind of like, I don't want to go to school, but I have nothing else to do. So he actually starts going to school. Now, he's an idiot still. But because of some strings that are, because there's some strings being pulled, Natsu actually is not smart, but he's not dead last. He's to the point to where he can make a D plus possible. That's kind of a good thing for Natsu because, in all honesty, he should have made an F minus. Now, besides all that, uh, Natsu goes to school for 2 months, and during those 2 months, he gets kind of situated in life. Oh yeah, not only that, Natsu's met Rias a couple of times. He doesn't know who she is. He just sees that she has pretty red hair. And not only that, he also sees somebody else. He sees a girl with white hair, and something about her gets Natsu's, how do I say it, senses tingling. And no, it's not what you think. He is not thinking about, doing the naughties. It's just that Natsu knows certain kinds of auras, and he knows that Konako's aura, because it's Konako, Konako's aura resembles that of a cat's. And Natsu, having Happy for a long time, he wants to hold her. He wants to love her. He wants to pet the hair. He wants to give scritches on the chin. I don't know if you guys call it that, but I call it scritches. Like scratches and all that stuff. But anyway, Natsu, he's going around. Oh yeah, I forgot. He senses that Konako's aura is like that of a cat's, docile but also dangerous. Yeah, it's a cat. So why is it not dangerous and all that stuff? Okay, so Natsu is with Happy, but people don't believe it's a talking cat. They all think it's a toy because he's been around school and people call him a delinquent, the kindest delinquent out there. And believe me, Natsu's gotten in a couple of fights, but none of them were hard. Because, first of all, Natsu has fought people on a higher scale, and even if somebody can land a punch on him, Natsu's been thrown into a freaking wall. Natsu has also been punched by guild arts. And if you know anything about guild arts, he punched Natsu to where it broke the freaking ceiling. And he flew up all the way in the air. I think Natsu is going to be okay if he takes a punch from a regular Japanese boy. Yeah, he's in Japan. Yeah, a Japanese kid. So, when everything happens, like such as his daily life, it involves him just doing a couple of workouts, trying to eat fire. But the thing about that is he can't consume fire. It's almost as if it's no longer a thing that he could do. And Naruto, and not Naruto. Natsu's like, why can't I eat the fire? I've been able to do it so many times. It's second nature. It's like breathing air. Well, why can't I do this? And uh, you know, Happy's like, it could be the fact that you have no magic power or magic in your body that can actually that's used to consuming. And Natsu says that's kind of a bummer. Oh yeah, and his tattoo, fairy tale, is black. It's no longer that red shade that it used to be because, well, without the magic, sorry, without the magic that he usually had, it always turned red, but now it's black, making it to where it's like, why is my tattoo black? It was usually red. It's actually sad for Natsu. It's sad for Natsu, but at the very least, he knows that he still has his tattoo. Oh yeah, he also lives at he also lives around the buildings because remember he's homeless, but it doesn't affect not too much because he's been around nature more than he's been around the house. Now, when Natsu and Happy go around, they're pretty much kind of popular in some ways, but ever since Natsu's been friends with perverts, because he's kind of he's friendly with those two, because they kind of remind him of two people that used to stick with Levi. So Natsu is going to be friends with them, and he doesn't do join in the perviness, but every once in a while, Natsu's like, "This piques my interest," and he's all happy and stuff. So if I was to say, we're gonna go to like after 2 months. This is when he meets a girl named Yuna, and he sees how beautiful she is, and he's wondering why is he talking to her. And this is when Yuna reveals that he says, "Oh, I like you. Please be my boyfriend." Natsu says, "What? He's never been this lucky with women before. People usually think he was a pain, but this girl right here is different." Natsu's so happy. He's so happy that he could turn into a cat. Fairy tale puns. Anyway, Natsu goes on a date with her, and it goes kind of like it goes pretty much like what's the word? I forgot what it was supposed to be. It goes as in canon. It goes as in canon. Natsu, does have fun with her and stuff, and there is only one time where he grabs her boobs and just goes squeeze. And she plays it off like, "Oh, Natsu, you're being so silly." But not with Natsu, but with Yuna, she's pretty much after the date. She says, "I had a pretty fun time," and Natsu's so happy. He says, "Hopefully, we do this again." Rainer says, "No, we're possibly not going to do it again." And Natsu says, "Wait, what?" She says, "Yeah, you're going to die." And Natsu says, "Wait, what?" And he says, "This is not good. I'm not going to let you do that." And this is when he goes and tries to run, but he's not able to do that because there's a barrier covered around. And this is when Natsu looks at her saying, "Wait, why are you doing this?" Sorry about that. He says, "Why are you doing this?" And this is when Rainer says, "Oh, just because I want to kill you." And Natsu kind of replies with, that's not a good thing." And Rainer just laughs and says, "So what if it's not a good thing? I need you to die, and you'll die for me." And Natsu says, "Yeah, right, like I'm going to die for you." And this is when he starts to get into a fighting stance and just starts running and trying to lay a hit on her. But she dodges. But when she tries to grab him, Natsu grabs her and just headbutts her, causing her to fall back a bit, and Natsu just gives her a dragon kick. But the thing about this is, it's not as effective because there's no fire boosting it. And Natsu is trying to fight, and he's pretty much on an even ground, except that Rainier uses magic. And she throws a light spear at him, and Natsu tries to catch it, but when he does, his hand starts searing. And he's like, "Ow, that's hot!" And this is when Happy says, "What do you mean it's hot? It's usually nothing usually burns you, Natsu." And this is when he realizes that he's right. It's not fairy tale anymore. He used to be okay. He was okay with the heat 24/7. Sorry about that. He was okay with heat 24/7. Not only that, he consumed fire, and he consumed even a black fire. So to not be able to consume at all any kind of fire, it scares Natsu a bit. It scares him a lot. This is when Natsu says, "Happy, get on my back. We have to fly." And this is when he says, "Aye, Captain." Or he says, "Aye, sir." And he gets on his back, and they're trying to fly. But Natsu forgets that they're not able to fly. You know why? Because Natsu forgot that Happy uses magic to fly. He forgot about that. He forgot the whole thing that cats don't actually have wings. He learned this magic to help Natsu. So Natsu right there is actually forgetting and gets a light spear jabbed into his stomach and his chest, also causing Happy to almost die. Oh yeah, not only that, right there, right there started to say, "Oh, look at you. You're all covered up in blood." And this is when Natsu grabs her, grabs her foot, and starts squeezing it hard. And he's holding on to dear life. This is when Rainier says, "Oh, you think you could take me with you? You kind of hurt me, but it doesn't matter." This is when he jabs a light spear on his hand, causing him to actually feel the pain, but not be able to react to it at all. Natsu is actually sad. Not only is he about to die, but his friend for so long is about to die too. He thinks that it's unfair. He needs to fight. He needs to win. He needs somebody to help him. He wishes he didn't die alone. Without, besides Happy, he wishes he talked to somebody beforehand, or at least have somebody care about him. This is when Ria steps in, saying that she doesn't want him to die. And, what was the word? The next day, Natsu wakes up and says, uh, "Oh boy, yeah." uh, oh man, that was a weird dream. And this is when he starts, taking a nap again. And he says, "Hey, Happy." He says, "Hey, Happy. Hey, other Happy." And he wakes up again, and all he just sees is Rias. And he's like, "Wait a minute, Rias, what are you doing here?" And this is when Rias says, "Nothing at all, actually. She doesn't say a thing. All she does is stretch, tell him good morning, and explain to him his situation, just as in canon. And she explains that he basically, well, he serves her now, and that he's going to be a good addition to the family. I'll give me a second here, people. All right, so Natsu is explained about what happened, who that woman is, and he hears that she's someone called like a fallen angel, and Natsu is angry because of her. Natsu, Happy almost died because of her. His life was messed up because of her. He wasn't. It was because of everything that Rainier did that kind of messed. It's kind of screwed with his head because he doesn't care about fighting her, but he cared about when he was about to die to her. That's what he cares about. So this is when sorry. This is when Natsu opens the door, and Rios at first was kind of flabbergasted. She was like, wow, he's actually upset, like upset. And she also thinks to herself, well, if that was me, I would be the same way too. Now, Rios walks with Natsu to school. Natsu is like, oh, thank you, being polite and all that stuff. And we're actually going to leave it off right here, because I want you guys to actually give me your comments and ask me, should it be Konako? Because I do think that this one should be a Konako one, or Konako and Rias one. He's still gonna get the harem. He's still gonna have his own harem, but the two main people, or the main person that he should go out with, because I feel like it would kind of be helpful if you guys ask me or tell me what you probably want. So hopefully you guys will like it. And like I said before, like, comment, and do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout. What if you're here? Bye.